Caught my wife setting up best time date on Instagram with Office Casanova. She said it was the first time. First, I never expected my post a couple days ago to garner so much attention and discussion. It was too much for me to be able to reply to all of you individually, so we'll just say it here. Thanks for taking the time to provide your thoughts and ideas and experiences. I read them and thought about them as I prepared myself for the confrontation. So, thank you. For some of you, it seems like what I'm about to say will make you happy, because you'll know you were right. My wife cheated on me and admitted to it. Congratulations. You are so smart. I was the naive idiot. They started ducking about 4.5 months ago. She says it was about once a week. She says it was only in our house, on my couch, and in our spare bedroom. She says it was only about S-time. She says it began because she was curious to have S-time with someone besides me. We were virgins when we married. She says she liked the S-time but had no feelings for him, and he was just a duck boy who was using her while she used him. She says she got tired of it and the fact that it was always only when he dictated it, only in the afternoons after work. She says that even at work, they never talked, never flirted. It was always only via Instagram. She says she decided to stop at the beginning of this month, because she was feeling depressed and guilty about what she was doing, and it wasn't fulfilling emotionally, which was never her desire, and the physical aspect was beginning to cause hurt. Then she didn't want it to continue. She never actually told him she was done, but she started ghosting him on IG only for a couple weeks, and she thinks he was starting to get the picture. She said that her planned Friday Duck Fest while I was out of town was her attempt at testing the relationship, to see whether he was willing to do it on her terms for once, instead of only his. For example, in the evening, not just a 30-minute afternoon quickie. She says she didn't actually think he'd come over the next day, and that when he didn't, then she'd be clear as to where they now stood, and she could use that to end the summer fling. She says that she's now told me everything, and that there won't be any trickle truthing. She says she wants us to stay together. She says she'll never do it again. She says she'll go to counseling. She said a lot. I'm not sure what part of it is real, and what is a lie. I was mostly in a stupor as I tried to process the information. I have a huge decision to make now, and it's going to take a long time for me to figure this all out. Right now, I'm trying to get my mind straight so I can be clear about what I do. For those of you who've been through this, did you get medication? I'm worried about my mental stability. I'm worried about months and years of near constant anxiety and depression and lack of sleep over the past 5 nights. It had 2 completely sleepless nights, and only a total of 16 hours of sleep. And that was before I knew the full truth. I have never been prescribed any drug, so I don't know if it'll help, or if it's a good idea to look into pharmaceuticals as a potential help. I'm reeling. I'm lost. I know I'm not unique and that my marriage is not unique and that many of you have been where I now sit. But our marriage is unique to me. It's all I've ever had. It's special to me. It's hard to tell myself that it must end. I don't want it to end. But I'm never going to be the same. Part of who I am is tied up in her. I don't know how to extricate her from my being. And there will be a hole in me when I do. I am, by nature, a forgiving, loving, empathetic, deep feeler. I'm worried that because of that, I'll make mistakes and not consider myself in the equation. Will I regret not offering her a second chance? Will I regret trying to make it work? Is there any hope for my life to be what it was supposed to be? Whether I leave her out or not, there will be years of struggling. My world has shattered regardless. I don't know how to pick up the pieces, or where I should begin the reassembly. This is the end of the post. Now let us go over some of the top comments and responses from the original poster. Reddit comment: I've never seen a relationship reconcile when the cheater is so calm and calculated over their lies and deceit. I wonder if she's so poised over telling you everything because she has a gut instinct that she matters way more to you than you matter to her. She must feel like she got you on a leash. I hope you see that. Response from original poster: yes, she does have a lot of control over me, because I'm very deeply emotionally attached. I know that, and it does scare me, because I don't want the attachment to lead me to making bad choices that hurt me. As she was telling me, she wasn't completely calm and calculated. She was emotional. But she says that she decided to be upfront with me because she knew if she lied again, that it would hurt me more later when I discover the real truth. Reddit comment, this job stuff is tricky. He said in the other post that it's a good paying job and she couldn't find anything else that pays nearly as well. If this ends in divorce, which judging from her response, it most likely will, he doesn't want her to lose her job and end up having to pay her more money. Response from original poster, we're looking for a therapist. She wants to do couples and solo therapy. She did cry, legit, breakdown, shaking, crying. I think what makes my situation so different is that we had this mini confrontation over the phone, but then 4 days away from each other. She said she cried non-stop most of those days, and I believe her, and she decided during that time that she wanted the affair to be over and that the only way that could happen is if she was honest with me. I think that's why she seemed nonchalant as she told me. She had a plan for what she needed to say. And honestly, I was pretty calm and nonchalant as she revealed it, because I, too, had several days to prepare, friends to talk to, and hours of listening to an audiobook to help. Ours is a kind of unconventional story. And her reasons, explanation, and feelings, if true, are also unconventional. So, I don't know what to make of that. Reddit comment, nobody here took joy in being right, myself included. We are all just hoping that we can offer advice to help anyone avoid what we've been through. I'm sorry it wasn't different for you. It rarely is. Speaking specifically to the medication question, yes, I got on medication after finding out about affair number 2. It has helped immensely. I really can't recommend it enough. It's anti-anxiety and I probably should have been on it a long time ago. I was recently switched to Effexor due to side effects, but same thing, there's no shame in that. Even if you take it as you get through the divorce reconciliation process. I won't tell you to leave or reconcile because your situation is unique. I can advise you to ask yourself if you really want to be with someone in 10 years who could be so cavalier with your health and mental well-being. In your own house even. While you were away working. Reconciliation is hard. On the victim though, not on the cheater, which makes it harder. I suffered through for 9 years until she just ended up cheating again. Read Leave a Cheater, Gain a Life, and check out chumplady.com. It'll help no matter what you decide. Sorry, brother. Response from original poster, thanks. I know nobody here wants another person to go through what I'm now going through. I was angry when I wrote that, and it was just based on some of the messages in the original thread that were less helpful and simply cynical and rude. Thank you for the info on the medication. These last couple months of detective work had already put me through the ringer, as I tried to determine what had been going on. Now that I know, I'm only going to get worse. I'll look into medication, along with therapy. Reddit comment, original poster, do you have any kind of an update? Hope it's all working out for your family. Why, but your story I remember stuck with me. Response from original poster, we're doing about as well as I think could be hoped for, so far. It's been just over 3 months, and my panic attacks are less frequent and less consuming. But it's always there. I don't think there's ever been any other event in my entire life that I've thought of literally every single day for over 3 months. It's tiring and frustrating and depressing. My wife and I are closer than we have been in years, with lots of open honesty, and lots of physical touch, time and otherwise. She's truly doing everything she can for us. We're in counseling, and it's helpful, but most of our sessions end up being us recounting to our counselor what we've already talked about and done, rather than uncover new ground during the session. But they still help because they guide us for 2 weeks until we meet again. Our counselor once called us a golden couple because of how good we are with each other and with our relationship. But honestly, we've always been pretty good, which just makes the cheating so much harder to understand. Our biggest hang-up is that she still works with him, and despite her telling him she wants him gone, he's not pursuing a new department job. In fact, just last week he tried to start things back up with her, but she shut it down. We are now at the point where we're both ready to tell his wife I've wanted to since D-Day, but my wife wasn't sure at that time. She's finally coming around. It's easy to say she should just quit, but it's a really good job for her and our family and our schedules. If she switched apartments or locations, she'd be the low man on the totem pole, and have bad hours, and it would be hard on us. So we need him to leave. And since this is the second person in the department that he ducked, and he efforts the first woman out, we think it's his turn to leave. So yeah, that's where we are. I have a lot of hope that we're going to make it, and not only survive infidelity but come out stronger after it.